I was born on December 13th, 1927 on Union Street. I don't know why I should cling to that particular useless detail. It may have something to do with the frequency of my family's moving. By the time I was 10 years old, we had lived at least a half a dozen houses, which were scattered about from one another about as widely as possible in a small town of 16,000 inhabitants. All this restless moving around didn't bother me, especially at the time. On the contrary, I loved the variety of neighborhoods in Martin's Ferry, a skinny place stretched out along the river between the railroad and the abrupt hills. By the time I was in the 5th grade, I'd attended 3 different grade schools. It was mildly disconcerting to make new friends, whole worlds of friends, so often. But in a small town, as in any town or city, a single grade school is an entire human society of heroes, beauties, snotty sons of bitches, cruelties, lonelinesses, and basketball teams. By the time I entered high school, where all the local nations gathered together like all the bewildered Buddhists, Taoists, Mongolians, and Hindus wandering puzzled along the streets of Chang'an during the high days of the Tang dynasty, I sometimes rejoiced in the gifts of my wandering and the restless dwellings, for I cherished the friends I had made at distant places all the way from
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo, okay, right, Cuckoo Lane in the north of town, just above Wheeling Steel, and the Blau Knox factories, all the way down south along the river, always the river, below the LaBelle Lumber Company and its yards of sawdust, fragrant as rancid pollen, down to the old empty mill fields, the cherry lanes and hobo jungles, lost in the wilderness of Etnaville, the junction where the traveling carnivals camped during the summer and besieged the citizenry of Martin's Ferry and Bridgeport. I lived in all the neighborhoods except the wealthy ones up on the hills, away from the factories and the river, and I knew most of the languages and carry with me today the affections of those words.